Hello, Twitch. I'll just give YouTube a second here to connect on. Oh, hi. We've got our friend here. She has returned. It's not that you can see her. Oh, like, it's the rabbit. This is their first time in our new apartment. So she is still getting comfortable with the whole place, and so we're laying out like the royal carpet for her so that she knows which spots she can go to or not. But anyway, hello everybody. Welcome to another day of working on Escape Velocity, my wonderful 2D physics game. And if you would like to join me today, all you need is your daily cup of whatever it is. This is my beautiful chawan bought for me by my fiance. It is nice, cool, antique vintage. Inside, of course, is our beautiful green matcha, and we will have our first sip of the day. Okie dokie. Yeah, so yesterday we were going through and trying to go re-add, rework some of the graphics abstraction layer. Sorry, Rabbit is doing some weird stuff. And the thing we hit pretty quick was understanding. Okay, the thing that we need to do next basically is going to be to actually load our image, our sprite atlas into memory, and we must do that before we can actually load it into direct 3D representation, right? And so this is kind of a big rat hole, or rabbit hole, whichever you prefer, to actually go implement if we just wanted to do a PNG, but also for, let alone if we wanted to do any of these other formats too. It's kind of just a pain in the butt, I think, if we just have to read the spec and try to re-represent that in our in our game's memory. So it's just I think not worth it to go down all of those ways. So what we would like to do here is try to get this working. So I think Charlie did have it right, actually, where what we would want to do is have some sort of a place here where we are including our vendor packages here, or our vendor our vendored headers. So that's not it. That's kind of funny though. Stub STV. And then we are going to need as well his this thing. There we go. Okay. So there's that. I think we will leave all of these things as their normal C runtime versions for now. I've actually, we've gone to the trouble of like getting rid of the assert from our code base and some of the other stuff. So again, I think we can choose to ignore that and then eat the complexity of potentially untangling that stuff from C runtime later. So all right, so basic usage, assign chart data, XYN, width Y, 8-bit components per pixel. Yeah, so that kind of looks like just what we want to do, right? I think so, at least. Yeah, so the return value is where we put the data, but then all the params get these things. Display consists of y scan lines, so x pixels, existing n, interleaved 8-bit components. Yep, the first pixel. So one thing I actually don't know, I'm kind of curious, is like when you have like a multi-channel image file, like how does it do that interleaving? Is it, yeah, I just don't know. It's kind of interesting though. My guess would be like kind of the internal resolution is bumped up based on that, based on like, you know, technically like if you have 8 channels, you have 8 pixels worth of pixels there. And so you could, you know, bump up your internal resolution 8 times. Is that, you know, that, I don't know if that's correct. Let's see. If you set desired channels to 4, you'll get RGBA output. Yeah, which we might want. I think we may want it as that, because that is like the what our sort of pixel, our vertexes are kind of defined as. And the input layout into our shaders is defined as RGBA. So I would think that would be what we want. So query. Okay, so we could do that. All right, we're not gonna hit 2 gigs anytime soon per image. So I think that's fine. You should use Unicode file names. That's fine. Good performance. Okay. Yeah, we're not doing anything fancy here. I think, like, basically the only thing we actually want to use this for is like very basic image loading. Like, our sprite atlas is not HDR anyway, so I don't care. We're not on iPhone. Oh, and here's the actual implementation. Okay. Load from memory, STBI. Load. Alright, so that is what we've got to do. For load from file. Oh, so we can also just pass in the file handle too. That's good to know, right? Because we technically our API, or that should be in our OS interface API to handle that. So that's probably the one we want. We're not doing GIFs. We don't need his in rank stuff. Load for memory. Yeah, I think that's probably the only thing. Oh, here's a no standard error one. STDO. Oh man, well, a little tired today. Today might be a coffee day when I get to the office. Yeah, I got a 94 sleep score for anyone who's keeping track, which is like the Apple Watch sleep scores are really graded on a freaking curve. Okay, so yeah, and then we probably want this one, right? We want to free that memory, because we're copying it over to Direct 3D land, so we're not going to need it in STB land. I know, like I actually was doing this calculation in the car on the way to work yesterday of like how many spots in memory um are we just like moving this stupid this like one PNG around to? And it is a lot of spots. It is at least like six or seven spots. Um, because like it's like in the OS file system, and then like it's in the OS API handle, like as a with the memory, right? And then we move it to Sean memory, and then we're copying it over to Charlie's graphics layer memory, which was being aliased by my sprite array. Um, but then that's also going down into Direct 3D as a texture 2D, but then also as a potentially as a render target, and then that like all gets copied over as a shader resource onto the GPU, just so that you can sample like an all blue 64 by 64 PNG of a white circle. And that is pretty horrific. That is pretty horrible, man. Um, and like the problem, uh, the problem is I don't know how you could like how to get that any better. Like like obviously my stupid um abstraction over Charlie's thing, we were able to get rid of pretty easily. It doesn't really matter. Also, we want this. Oh, and we actually probably, uh, yeah, we probably want that. Um, but it's like to use, uh, to use like the window to use Direct 3D, uh, adds like 4 layers of moving this thing around in memory just by itself, which is kind of insane. Um, what's this initial data thing we're supposed to be passing? I don't understand. Oh, and we're okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Um, but then the copying it over the wire to the GPU, that must happen, right? Unless you're using this new magic integrated CPU GPU with the built-in memory, right? Uh, which actually sounds really awesome. That sounds super cool. Uh, what is this STBI UC? Unsigned char, I would guess. Unsigned char. Which is a U8 star. For our purposes, U8 star. Data equals oh, and I'm going to need the third-party header. But yeah, no, it's like I think it's just like a total failure of the of like the whole platform system like across the board. Uh, that you do need to do like this copy all this crap so many times, and it's like it's kind of silly for this application where it's a we have to remember to close the file. It's like silly for this application, but imagine, on like a real game, not that this isn't a real game, but imagine on like a AAA game, how many textures they're freaking loading. How many textures they're loading into memory, and then moving like 7 or 8 times, like, and again, with this like thin as possible writing direct 3D stuff almost directly. um in those like AAA code bases, they most definitely have like insane engine abstractions all over all of that stuff. Um, and just like how much junk has to be in there, man. How much garbage must be like must they be telling the computer to do for like nothing, to just move the damn file around, um as opposed to like like ideally, I guess, like you would open it once and it's in memory, um and like the place you would want it to end up like immediately is in VRAM, right? So you open up your OS handle to it, um and then you then texture 2D it, I guess, chuck it over to VRAM, and then I don't know, and then from there maybe like you can you can tell it what to do as like a shader resource, but then there's all of these things too, these assumptions they're making of like of compartmentalizing, not letting you do um stuff on that chunk of VRAM unless you gave it explicit permissions ahead of time. Um, and that I don't know like whose fault that is. If that is a Microsoft decision, or if that is like a graphics card vendor decision. Um, and actually, that's something I'm really interested in. Like that's something that compels me to do this multi-platform thing, is actually kind of learning some of that, of like of which of these platforms are the most painful to work with. Right now, it's Windows. Surprisingly, uh, Windows has some annoying shit in it, but like that will be kind of an interesting build up here. Anyway, that was like a huge nerd rage rant there for no good damn reason. Uh, so let's get back on track here. Um, we want to load from file, and this function is going to output it to that. We have like a flag here to do the RTV, or to make it an RTV or not. And I think I'm going to get rid of that because, like, honestly, I see us never using that functionality for the type of games we're doing. The type of games we're doing are like very very simple here, um, compared to like we're not doing this security cameras and stuff. Maybe like in the future, but right now it's just more code that's going to be dead. That's not going to help us. So I want to see like where we're calling this init image, to understand what's going on here, right? So where is it going? Okay, so Charlie also, oh, he just aliased it on top of this freaking thing. Oh, okay, all right. So we are slowly untangling this. Okay, it was like 3 functions down. So where is this one coming? Where's this one getting called? We have to find the one that like my code actually cares about, and it's that one. And that makes sense because we want to be doing the pathing, the file pathing and stuff. At some point we will fix that, but not right now. Oh, also right here, this is going to be a little different. So, and the problem, graphics in it. Do we need to have this done by the time we actually load that chunk of memory? Or set up that memory arena? I think we do not, because this is setting up, like, we're setting up the swap chain in the back buffer here, and the main RTV, as well as the shaders, right? I guess what we are doing is the device, right? The D3D11 device. Is that even? Yeah, okay, yeah, because this constructor is generating that. Because that's where our that is where our thing is going to end up, right? In the device as a texture 2D in there, right? And obviously I don't, like, I'm not stupid, like, we're not doing like full copies here, like these are all pointers, but still it's like, it's just so many layers of shit. It's just way too many layers of shit to express like the fact that we opened this one stupid image file in memory. Like it's insane. Anyway, what is the image graphics handle? Okay, right. Okay, yes. So that's where this is the one we actually keep, and then we we blow up this Sean slash Windows OS one. Yeah, okay, that all checks out to me. So are we keeping this graphics image around in memory, right? Do we need to do that? Is the question. And I think the answer is yes. But not really. Like, why do we care? We care because to like when we go down to it, I should probably have this one too right now. When we get down to it, our draw quads have a image, have this dot image, which is a is the graphics handle, and we are setting that as the shader resource view right there, right? And we need to know right here to set the sampler and put that into the pixel shader, right? And then this is all, I think that all does have to happen right there, right? Let me do that. If we look at our pixel shader, why is it? Like this Sam linear, I think is like it's a it's a GPU register, but I don't really know what that means. Like, because like what it sounds like the entire shader resource handle, like the entire thing is being copied over in there, right? Because that is when we're actually taking the thing over the damn wire, and because also it's happening during the map, right? Well, okay, wait. So no. So this is the part where we map the vertex buffer, right? We are mapping the vertex buffer. And this is when we're like writing crap into, or like queuing up shit to write into GPU memory, right? I think we're good there. Also, does this even whatever, it doesn't matter. But how do the how does our SRV get in there? Immediate so oh, so it's the entire immediate context is mapped? I'm a little confused. All right, and I think this is a AI question here. How does this translate to CPU location and sending shader sources over the wire? That's what I would like to know. And again, this like dark mode is killing me here, but I think X does not have a day mode anymore. Oh well. Yeah, cause like I like this looks like a vertex buffer moving over, right? I can read that. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yes, right. Yes. Yeah, and then there's all this magic, right? So, yeah, like how does this work? The texture data was uploaded once to GPU VRAM. SRV is just a descriptor, lightweight object. So when does it get uploaded? How the fuck does that? How does that get in there, right? Because like, and this matters because this is like the whole thing we're trying to care about is, um, is this like texture, dumping this crap over the wire? That is the expensive part, right? So when does that happen? What the fuck? Cause like we don't do that anywhere else. Unless like when you just create a thingy, it just does the mabob, right? Does this upload texture to the wire? I think it might too, right? Because you know earlier we had this bug of where I didn't have like the texture switching implemented properly, and so we were just seeing basically everything ended up with the last texture that was loaded. And so like I think that was the only one of these, because like this if it is a one time only thing, this must be it, right? This must be like when it actually goes in there. Right, let's see. So create texture 2D. Okay, so that in fact does copy it over there. Roger that. Okay, and then this is just the, okay, that's just the descriptor on top of it. Okay. Alright. I'm a little bit more confident now in what we're doing, so that's good. Okay. Alright. Yeah, and then that was the problem, right? And I think that's what made some of our, like, if we were to go back, like, one, probably the worst game we did, or I did. You didn't do anything. Was this one in terms of like rendering performance here? Oh fuck! I don't have Clang. Oh god, damn it. All right. Well, I guess we're not compiling that. Okay, but like that one was rendering like 10,000 entities, and I think it was doing a texture switch like on every entity, which sucked ass, right? It was terrible. And so it would just chug really quickly. Um, I'm pretty sure like that it was just like something not right here. But what we're going to be doing is still just doing this once, basically, this one-time copy over the wire of the whole sprite sheet of maybe like uh and then swapping around on it. Um Oh, and then we're just sampling from it with like texture record uh in the pixel shader, which I think the GPU can handle that. I think we can handle that crap. Uh, anyway, there's been not a lot of code typing today because this is just like such a freaking complicated part of the thing here. And it's all not my code, or it is kind of my code, but it's all like third-party API code, which is fucking annoying to deal with. Oh, I hate third-party API code. God. But anyway, that's what we're doing. So we need to. Moral of the story is we need to load this stupid thing in into memory. Um, Set image data. What is this one doing? It's never being called, so I'm gonna get rid of it because it's to like update it after the fact, and I simply just don't care. I simply just don't care. All right. We don't need this one either because like as far as I'm concerned, as soon as we send the thing over to Direct3D, we're done with it. And I never want to see that son of a bitch again. Oh, so naughty today with the language. All right. All right. That's like that entire graphics image interface here. Okay, so this is what we want to do, right? We do want to read the entire thing. That's correct. And we want to pass it, path and allocator to use our memory allocator, right? And we're sticking it, or yeah, we're sticking it in there. How wait, I'm sorry. How the hell? Oh, these are just knitting it to something stupid, right? That's not. These are just. Yeah, it's just we're just knitting the metadata in this struct. That's fine. Dealloc string. Okay, PNG. Okay. I'm a little curious what actually happens here. Like, what is this string PNG telling you? Like, if you just load in, oops, if you just load in the this like as char, I mean, it should just look like what it looks like in the text buffer, right? No. So like, how do you get anything out of that? Like, you can see the format, but like yeah, maybe you know, it's very like this file must have some format. Oh, actually, let's see, 1024. No. All right, whatever. It's encoded in here in some way that is possible to read. It must be possible. It simply must be. Okay. All right. Anyway. So, and we're not doing that bullshit. Oh, initial data. So we are passing in this initial data, right? And its image, right? Or its image. I'm a little confused. I'm a little confused here. It's probably because I'm just I deleted too much code. I don't think that one has anything useful. Load image. Okay, yeah. So no. So he does the load there, and then he does the net. Okay. So I think we just want that, right? Oh, I see. I just did something stupid here where when I was getting rid of all this junk. Yeah, that's fine. PNG data, png.count. Yes. We actually want this whole block too. Whoops. And then we do this. Okay, alright. Yeah, that all sounds pretty reasonable to me. This may leak memory. I may have not freed something because he's doing this. That's okay. I don't really care. I don't really care right now. All right, and then we go in here, right? Okay, and then we have initial data. Okay, no, yeah, these should be real things now. And then this should be channels. Oh no, he's hard coding it to 4. And what the fuck? What are channels in PNG? Oh, they're just, okay. Okay, yeah, okay, no, that makes sense. All right, and that's, we're telling it to load like so. Yes. Okay. Yep. Then we go over here. We're not doing that. we are always hard coding this channels to this, so yep. And then we send it over the wire and get the handle. Okay, I think that is like totally. I think that is now good. I think that's what we want. Kind of that crap to do across the board there. Okay, awesome, possum. Okay, and now we're getting yelled at again because it's that SSE thing. Yeah, it's the same fucking thing again. Okay, 786. Goddamn. It was just something stupid. Like there's a more up to date one that we want to pass in. All right, here we go. Fuck no, we're not gonna do that. Use the explicit intrinsic. Sorry, that doesn't. That's smoking dope. Yeah, this is the one we actually want. This is the. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure this is like the real thing. Now. Okay. All right, that got rid of that warning. That's good. Nice voice crack there. Okay, but now I think this layer is pretty good here. I think this is pretty much what we want. Yeah, I think the only weird thing is maybe maybe some crap in here. I don't quite. Yeah, Charlie's doing like this thing. And who knows if we really need to do that. but oh well. Yeah, like and it's a little, yeah, but like, I don't know. I kind of know how this part works. I don't feel the real need to go in and F around here too much, because this is all like just like real rendering stuff, right? So I'm fine. I am fine with it. We will need to come back in here, right, when we actually start sampling from our sprite atlas, but we don't need to do that right now, obviously. And we will need to come back in to tell it that it's a sprite atlas. Let's hold up. Yeah. What do I need to do to tell direct 3D my texture is a sprite atlas or array? And I think we could just not do anything, because we have, like, it's all plumbed out. It's all very doable right now to just be passing these UVs to the places that need them, and then just do the sampling in the pixel shader. I think like that we don't need to do any real magic here, right? Yeah, this thing like does not care, right? Yeah, yeah. And so we just have to do that calc and do the whole thing. Again, this I think is actually overkill. And I think we have to eat too many stupid things to stupid annoying things to use it this way, and then we're kind of bought more into like this is way more specific direct 3D of like having to care how direct 3D works. Um versus just doing this and like handling the thing on our own, the splitting up of the spreadsheet. So I vote we don't do that, and we just pass in the UVs at some point. Okay, awesome, awesome. Feel great about that. Feel fantastic. So that's cool. We kind of don't need to mess around with any of those guys anymore. What is not compiling right now? It should be strings, and then it's oh, that initial load is now wrong. So we do need to fix that of, oh, right. That, yeah, that will not work. Yeah, we do need to figure out where this will live. Um, because we do care about this graphics image. But I suppose it could also be, like it probably just is going to, like it was just in the window, right? Or it was in the world or something as a sprites array. Uh, so yeah, I mean like I can just hard code it to be like this is our one. um, oh, meant that. Wait, what? Oh, did I just chuck it in there in game memory? Oh, it's supposed to be in the window. Yeah, I suppose it's. I did that by accident. You know what? I suppose actually that is just dandy. That's fine with me to have it like that. Because also like this should never change. It should always be the same damn thing. Um, the well the problem is the size though. So that's not quite right. So I'm going to undo. I'm going to make that not compile. This is a sized memory that needs to be in a better place in the arena. Yeah, because like this is like not quite what we want here. Okay, so good refactored image loading stuff into stick. And I think the game should definitely be owning that. But anyway, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed your time watching. I hope there was some fun stuff in there. Again, even though if it's a little bit light on the typing today, lot of conceptual stuff and understanding to be doing. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will be back again tomorrow as always, working on the game and building a better future for America and therefore the world.